Hello, hello. Hi. Here we are again. I was just on a couple hours ago. Well, really an hour ago, we ended with my friend Peggy, and we did a stream on Gwen Shamblin, the rabbit hole of Gwen Shamblin, the way down. And I'd been dying to cover that. And yeah, so my friend Peggy and I were on, and I noticed when we ended that there was so much great input from the chat. And here it is. What is it, Thursday? It's Thursday, right? Yeah, lose track of time here. And I realized that this was the fourth or fifth day that either I haven't been on or I've had a guest. And I love having guests, but I also love hearing from you and being able to engage the chat. That's something that I really, really look forward to. And when Peggy and I ended, we were like, oh, there was so much good input from the chat. And I love when you all interact with each other and support each other. And I love being a part of that too. So I love hearing from you all. So I thought, you know what? I'm home today. I've got some things, that I had on my list. I got some things done. And I thought, hey, I'll pop back on and say hello to all of you and get your input. And so I named this Trauma Bonds and Treasure Troves. And the reason why I named it that is because we all share a common bond. We all have a story, all have experiences, and even though we come from different walks of life, we do have a lot in common. And we're we found this community as a support and a place that we can feel safe sharing things. So I thought, well, I don't have a specific agenda this time, and I'm just here to hang out with all of you and see what's on your mind. I always have something to say, but I really want to get your input. And I named it, the trauma bond part. I kind of just covered, but also treasure troves because I know it's going to sound corny, but I do treasure all of you, and I also feel like I get nuggets of wisdom from all of you and great input. And yeah, there's something to be said for the gems and the treasures that we find in each other. So I'm gonna start saying hello to people. So good to see you. Hey, OBG Foster. Hey, good to see you. Hello. And Clearwater Claire the Taylor. Hi, honey. I miss you. It's so good to see you on here. Um, I know you've been busy. Yvonne, hi. Hi. And you auntie or auntie, you gotta tell me how to pronounce that because I hate mispronouncing people's names. But so good to see you. Um, let's see. Oh, retired red. Hey. It's funny. I was just on an hour ago, and there's some new people, so this must be another good time to pop on. So great to see you. And just noticed flashed on my screen um, someone else that you guys all know. I'm just going to tell her that I'm live right now. Yes, let's see if she pops in. Say hi if you can. All right. Yeah, and I'll let you know if she does. Um I'll call her out. I'm like, "Yay, you're here." I'm saying, "Yay, you're here" to everyone. Yeah, so we've been talking about a lot of things this week. I've had a lot of guests on my channel, and I love, love, love. Oh, here's one. The birthday boy. You say it's your birthday. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Everyone say happy birthday to my buddy, Denver Stevo. How old are you now? How old are you now? Come on, how old are you now? You don't have to tell us. You don't have to tell us. Just starring some things. Um, You trying to put me to work? Oh, retired red. No, I wouldn't put you up to it, but if you do, I mean, I could add you as a mod right now if you want. If you don't mind, I would love that. But no, I know you're in high demand, and I don't want to overwork you. So turning 15, 15 plus what? We're not oh no, I won't say that. We're not talking about how you act sometimes, but I act like that too. I even act younger than you. So much love, Steve-O. Hope you have a fine day. Yeah. Awesome. So we've got peace and love. Peace and love too. Happy birthday, Denver Steve-O. Yes. We all need some peace and love, don't we? Yeah. So wow, we've been talking about, let's see, this week. Started off with a bang, really strong with the Ego Next Door, Jennifer Chia. I'm trying to get her name right, her last name pronounced correctly. Yeah, and she talked about her story of being raised by narcissists, and it was a cult of, I guess she'd call it a cult of one with her mother, but also her own father, and then her stepfather. And if you haven't heard her story, her channel is at Ego Next Door, and she is very, very brave. She's newly out of this, awful relationship with her mother and stepfather, as far as them living with her, kind of using her. She was living in an attic in her own home, and it's just terrible, the things that she's gone through. But she's so strong, and she's here to tell her story. And she's, like I said, very new, but she's just a sweet, sweet person, super smart, a scholar, has several degrees, but she's also so personable. So, hey, there's my girl. Wait, let me find the first one. Hi, sweetheart. Hey, Liz. Good to see you. I don't know if you saw me catch you on the last stream. I've been flashing the tea. I've got coffee right now, but I've been thoroughly enjoying that sample thing I bought of Taylor tea. It's like the best tea I've ever had. Seriously, so good. I even have Duncan drinking it. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, retired red. If you want me to make you a mod, I could. I just don't want to overwork you. I know you're in demand. So yeah, so here we are. So we talked about narcissistic abuse, and then Tuesday, Duncan and I came on and talked about the the use of music, the good use of music, and the how music really moves the soul, and how it does really, I wouldn't say minister to people, but really give people joy and peace and enjoyment, entertainment. But also it can be misused, because how cults take everything good and just screw it up and use it for evil. Also as a manipulation tool. So I went through kind of a journey of my own relationship with music as a kid, and it being used as a memory tool to indoctrinate, and I'm not saying that, all churches do this, but the high control churches tend to do that, and used also as an experience along with the words that they're saying from the pulpit to almost trick you into thinking that you're having a spiritual awakening, when it could just be the chemicals in your brain and your body reacting to all the stimuli and as Duncan calls it, vibrations, because music is vibration, has vibrations with it. And we talk about good vibes, you can kind of feel the vibes. So that was another subject that we talked about. And there she is. There's a girl. All right. Thank you for the super chat, honey, Marilyn. So I was saying that a special friend of ours had messaged me, and I was like, I'm inviting her to come on the chat because I want to have everybody join in. And I said, you'll know if she has the time, if she says hi. So love you, Barbara. Yes, you are a foundational staple person in all of this community and all of our lives. So we just love you. We just love you. Oh, retired red. I got the decaf breakfast tea from Taylor. It's very yummy. Yes, yes, yes. It is very yummy. Sure is. Auntie. I'll take auntie any day. Okay, auntie it is. I love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah. Just okay. I'm just starting some things. And yeah, so we did one on music, and then that night, I think was it Tuesday night? Yes. Our good friend Michelle Carpenter sent me a message, and we've been talking about doing a stream this week. And she said, I'm free tonight. So I was like, oh, all right, let's do it. Let's do it, girl. So we went on Tuesday night, and we have so many things in common, and so many different things that subjects that we can talk about. If you see our thumbnail, Eminem on the mic, Michelle made it so cute, and she put like all these different topics that we've talked about, and we just kind of pick one, and I said, how about chronic illness, chronic fatigue, and all the chronic pain and body image. And so she had just so much insight, and was talking about like energy, the amount of energy that someone that suffers from a chronic condition only has a certain amount of energy each day, and it can change as well. So she was talking about the spoon theory, and a lot of people were popping up in the chat saying, yeah, I'm a spoonie. And she played a video, fairly short, like 5-minute video, but it was just really eye-opening to me, because it really defined and made sense, what made sense out of how I experience things too. Like today, I got extra spoons today, so here I am, 2 lives in a row, right? But I don't, I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but I got like a good 6.5 hours, which is really, really good for me. That is like a ton of sleep for me. So I'm feeling good, and I went to the doctor yesterday. I'm not dying, so that's good at the moment, you know. So it just made me um, feel feel refreshed, and here I am, and I really miss engaging with you guys. I love having a guest, but I also see the comments flying by, and I don't want to be rude and be like, "Oh, I gotta catch that comment." So um, if there's anything that you've contributed, that you've said that I haven't seen in the last few days, bring it up again, because I'd love to hear from you, and I will put up as many comments as I can. So, hey, Keela. Hey, Keela, great to see you. Awesome. And I'm starting some things, so we'll go back. And all right. Tampa Bay, man, still in bed, my favorite spot. Yeah, I've got a bed right in front of me, but it's the guest bed, but it's really comfy. Sometimes I just go and flop on it. Yeah, it's really nice. Ooh, Denver Stevo, Loverboy. It's Loverboy's birthday. So everybody say happy birthday to the one and only Denver Stevo. I love me some Denver Stevo. All the chronics. Yes. Yes. Smoke. Is that a carrot? Is that dirty? Smoking carrot. I never know when he sends me emojis. I had to ask my kids, and they're like, where did you learn that from, Mom? I'm like, from the internet. I didn't want to say from Denver Stevo. Yeah. I try to get out of bed and change PJs. I know the feeling. Yes, I have those days. Clearwater Claire, I'm eating dinner and drinking gin. All right then. I'm still on my second cup of coffee. Mm. Yvonne, ditto Barbara. I had a date last night. Wore me out. Okay, well, good for you. You go. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and read some of the stars, and then I'll pick up some more after that. Okay, Auntie or Auntie? Auntie. Marilyn, you're not butchering my name. It's a hard name for the English speakers. I learned it the hard way when working in Ireland so many years back. Yeah, trying to spell my name is hard to spell. A lot of people do Mary Lynn or Maryland, like the state. Yeah, like land. Oh, oh, I don't want to put you in timeout. Sorry, Claire. Jeez. Oh, I would feel so bad if I did that. Yeah, everyone's saying hi to Liz. So good to see you, Liz. Peace and love too. The praise and worship songs are annoying, repeating the same lines over and over and over and over. And I don't think that's a coincidence because I know that I'll just say in my cult, right? There were certain things that were just sung over and over and over like a mantra or chant to kind of get you in a passive state, I believe. And things we focus a lot on the blood, like we just be like, oh, the blood of Jesus, oh, the blood, oh, the blood. It's like I get it that, it's fine, like the whole like sacrifice through love and everything and the I'm not picking on the basic tenets of Christianity, but if you're constantly focusing on death and torture and blood and yeah, it was just over and over and over about the cross and death and just negative things, talking about there is a fountain filled with blood flowing from Emmanuel's veins, and those that plunge beneath that flood um, wash all their sins away. It's like just thinking of that, the visual of that, especially when you're a kid, just like bathing in blood, yeah, and eating and drinking blood. It's like kids can be very literal, so that's just really can be traumatic, I think. Yvonne, the gift of song turned into brainwash and with song. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Tampa Beat, I always hated all the singing and standing. Yeah, I would get like machine gun, like, oh, I'm supposed to say that. Ooh, sorry. You know what I mean. Your leg is moving up and down because you're just standing so long and then sit and then stand. It's just everybody obey. Everybody do, go with the status quo, right? Yeah. Um, Sorry, I'm missing. Oh, what are you doing, Barbara? Yes. I'm meeting my girls for dinner later. I can do it. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. Just pace yourself. You'll be glad. I'm sure you'll be glad you did. Sometimes it's just getting out of the house is hard sometimes for me at least. And then I'm always glad that I did. Yeah. Barbara, I have to do it. I'm excited to do it. We have so much fun together. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. Just save your spoons up, right? Like Michelle said, just relax and pace yourself. Maybe take a little nap ahead of time. Whatever whatever works for you. So, Auntie, my mom was quite evangelical. She was really into it, but yet not pushing it to me. It was her thing. She hoped I pick it up too, though it didn't quite happen. Well, that's okay. That sounds pretty healthy. I mean, she wasn't pushing it on you, and she was hoping that you would, you know, uh, at least consider it, right? And you did, and it's okay. I tell my kids, I after we left the cult, I was like, I'm done with trying to influence them to believe something because you believe what you believe. And I don't want anybody to pretend to believe something. So man, I had to push myself to get out. I had so much fun and so happy I pushed myself. Yes. Yeah, sometimes you kind of, give yourself a little nudge and then you're glad, and if you have to excuse yourself after an hour or so, that's okay too, I mean, Christmas is coming or whatever, the holidays are coming, right? And I have 25 people coming to my house for dinner and I've just been delegating. I've been asking my sisters to make dishes, and it's going to probably take all I can do to get things ready. And so, not the best turkey cooker, so I love doing side dishes and things. So I'll do that, but just cleaning the house and getting everything set. And I may be having overnight guests, so I'm going to have to break down all of my stuff. So I probably after Tuesday of next week, I won't be on for a few days because I'm gonna be running around getting stuff ready. So, and if I accidentally miss a question or comment, just write it again, but just put question or comment. That way I'll see it. Claire, I grew up on singing hymns. My mom loves them for the singing more than the Christian words. Yeah, they can be very, very nice. Very, like, comforting, and some of them are nice, like, like, I like, Amazing Grace. I mean, that's a nice song. Um, I don't know, some of the words are just like, "Ooh," like, "You're a wretch," like, I don't know. I guess if you take that with a grain of salt, like, whatever. I mean, we all have things, we all have shortcomings, right? So, if you believe that Jesus sacrificed his life for you, that's great. I mean, it's definitely, something that gives people comfort, and that's how I was brought up too. So, Barbara, Auntie, I had the best mom ever. That's awesome. And you are the best mom ever too. So what a coincidence. Not. Um, what are you up to, Steve-O? Okay. You sent me emojis? Are those for Tampa B? Oh, sorry, I'm clicking away here. Auntie Marilyn, you're such a natural in doing this. Thanks for doing what you do. It's something that I really love to listen to. Sometimes participate in the chat and such. Yeah, whenever you feel, every time I feel the spirit, whenever you feel the spirit, just yeah, drop in. We're casual, and I love my chat. You guys are all so welcoming and everything. Eileen, the author was a wretch. He was a slave trader. He was? Who wrote that one? It wasn't Charles Wesley. Oh, if somebody wants to look that up, I'm interested. I'm interested. Retired red. I'm so grateful I had a good religious upbringing. No religious trauma. That's great. Yeah, I'm genuinely happy for you because I think that that totally can happen. That both ways. People can get have spiritual abuse, or they can have a good experience with it. So, Claire, though it's not like we sing them all the time. It was just part of school assembly. Oh, and now if one is part of a TV show, yes, more of the Amazing Grace part type. Yeah. Yeah. There were some that I was going to bring up the other day that were more about like the like clinging to the old rugged cross. It's like, why are you clinging to something that is a torture device? Yeah, like I never thought of it. I never thought of the actual words, but um music was peace and love too. Music was the best part of the church service until the praise and worship repetition mess came along. Yeah. Yeah, and I read part of an article about I won't say typical church service, but uh, a good representation of evangelical services now, how there's a certain way that they tend to conduct themselves, and you go in and there's if you're in a Pentecostal church, you're probably going to hear tongues too, but just like how music will kind of hype you up. You feel the spirit moving you, but then there's a sermon that the minister gives, and then oftentimes, and this was pretty much my experience in several churches that I went to, towards the end when he starts to give like the crux of the message and starts to wind down and sum things up, you often see a few people, 1 or 2 or more people kinda creep to the front and start playing music softly, and, that's kinda designed to make you open you up to receive, um, the message of, like, repentance or, an altar call, having you, come to the front and be prayed for or whatever. I've had unfailing love in my head since the video talking about hymns. Yeah, that's a nice one. Um, a lot of them tend to sneak in things that trigger me, but not it wouldn't trigger everybody, so that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, and so we talked about the hymns and the praise and worship and the repetition and, different, reactions to music. And then with Michelle, we talked about, chronic illness and things like that. And then yesterday, I took the day off and, from streaming, and I went to the doctor. It went pretty well. She adjusted some medications. My blood pressure was a little high, but it was probably because one of my medications had needed a refill. So, yeah, and what was really funny is both her and the medical assistant, they both asked me, what I was up to. Are you working? Because I've had my doctor for a while, and they always ask, like, are you depressed? Are you this or that? And I told them about my YouTube channel, and they're like, I'm gonna look that up. Like, they were completely fascinated. So I thought that was really cool. And then I kept, like, bringing it up again. So what's the name of this? What's the name of your channel? And yeah, so they were really, really interested in that. So that was good. And then last night I was just cooking dinner, listening to everyone else's streams, just trying to catch up. I was up. I took a little nap, and then I was up pretty late and watched I think the 4 episodes of The Way Down, and I was writing feverishly because that was a lot. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like a cool doc. She really is, and, we just get laughing. I mean, like, I said people are gonna wonder what's wrong with us in the hallway because, we were just laughing because she's like, yeah, she's like, "You have, like, a tiny, what is it, like a hernia or something?" She said, "Nothing to worry about, but just in your belly button." And I'm like, "Really? Like, I haven't seen my belly button since, like, 1997?" And I'm like, "Are my feet okay?" I haven't seen them either, you know? So, yeah, we have a lot of fun. Yeah, but she's very encouraging. She doesn't yell at me. She's very thorough though. I had so many shots. I had a flu shot in my right arm. I've got to go because I live so close to Massachusetts. That's the can't talk. That's where I go to see my doctor. But then I had my flu shot. I got to go get my COVID shot somewhere in Vermont. Gotta find somewhere they'll give it to me. And then like two, just I think they were like Hep A and B or something, but not that I'm really even at risk of those. I'm like, yeah, just whatever. I'm the pincushion type. Not to get political, but I'm just whatever at this point. I have enough risk factors that it's like I haven't, knock on wood or formica or plastic, whatever this table is. I haven't had any real bad adverse reactions to any vaccines over my life. But and I also think, and this could be another whole thing, I don't really want to get political about it, but I think that the reason why I am such a here pincushion me is early on when I was in the call, they were weird about vaccines, and I insisted on giving my kids like measles, mumps, polio all that vaccines, all that, right? Because in some Christian circles, uh, fundamental Christian circles, there was, conspiracy theories about vaccines and stuff, and there's the whole trust God thing, but it's like God gave scientists, the knowledge to stop polio from being a thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's all I'll say about that. But um, yeah, and some people do have adverse reactions to different vaccines. So I think it's a personal choice. I really do. I don't think it has to be, political. I think it's individual, totally. And I totally understand why some people want it, but as far as, like, kids go, I don't know. It's like I can't imagine not giving my kids, things like a polio vaccine or, you know, German measles or something like that. Yeah. Auntie, the universe is so unfathomable. Yeah. Yeah, that's because, now I've learned to, like, ask questions of myself and others, and when, they're talking about things like the NDE thing, the near death experiences. I'm like, "Well, okay, if that's a thing, then who decides all this, and where did it come from? Where did we come from? And if we're here to learn a lesson, what about kids that don't need to learn a lesson?" So, and if there's yeah, so all that, all that. My rheumatologist tells all the other doctors to back off me, those shots could yeah, yeah, so if you I'm just saying for myself, I haven't had thank goodness, haven't had any, adverse reactions, but if you do, don't do it. Absolutely. Totally agree. Like I said, it's totally a personal thing. I was just telling you about my day. I wasn't I wasn't making any statements about whether you should or shouldn't, but if you have adverse reactions, don't do it. I totally agree with that. Everyone take care of yourself. Yes. Jason, 1970, that was the year I was born. The way down always seemed a little off to me. There are plenty of other people out there that help people lose weight, actually care about others. Yep. Richard Simmons comes to mind. Yeah. Um, yeah, and her claims of having some new, exclusive way to lose weight really was a crock of bull because she's basically talking about intuitive eating, which is the thing, has been a thing for a long time and does work for a lot of people. So, yeah, she put a religious spin on it and was, basically saying that God made you to have an addictive personality. He made us wanting to be addicted to things. So instead of being addicted to food and anything else, any other vices, be addicted to God. And so it was like getting people to tell themselves, okay, if I'm hungry, I'm going to give that to God, but which is fine. I think that's great. The only thing is she was setting herself up as God. And you see that as she goes along and got to the point where she made a whole church around it. She fat shamed people. She told people not only what to eat and how to eat, but how to live, how to discipline your children, where they couldn't go, who they couldn't talk to. And also this thing of, some people will say, and this isn't in the Bible, cleanliness is next to godliness. She's basically saying thinness is next to godliness. And so many different things. I brought it up with Peggy in the last stream a couple hours ago. A lot of parallels between how she operated and how Marlene operated her church as well. Yeah. Hey, Kat, there you are again. Yay, you're here. Hi, sweetie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Here we are again. I'm reading comments and engaging the chat because I miss you guys. Let's all click that like button. Thanks, Steve-O. And subscribe to Marilyn's channel. Thank you. Yes. If you could, that would be great. And if you're not subscribed to our friend Denver Steve-O, give him a birthday present. Go over and subscribe to him. He's got a merch store. He's got great merch if you want to buy something. And buy him a cup of coffee for his birthday. It's at Denver Steve-O. So that would be great. Yvonne, Marilyn, we are all different, and I respect that. We need to each do what's best for us as individuals. No judgment here. Absolutely. You're totally right. And that's why we're not a cult, right? We're a community and we care about each other and we can ask questions and we can um give our opinions and they don't all have to be agree, we don't have to agree. We don't have to agree, but we do respect and appreciate each other. So, yeah. Keela, I started my therapy with a company online. I have therapy twice a week on telemed. I love my therapist. If you don't like the one they match you with, you can change until you find one that works. Great. Awesome. That sounds good. Maybe I should look into that. I was thinking of going back to a counselor or I don't know. I don't call it therapy. I don't know. Like, okay, let me ask you guys. Okay, I'm naive. I don't know. I don't know a lot of stuff. Like, is there, I guess there's just a counselor kind of listens to you, doesn't give you a lot of advice or anything. It doesn't do any like exercises with you for recovery, right? And a therapist is more has does it have a special degree or therapy? I think of therapy as different things like the EM is it EMDR? Things like that. Like I'm just wondering if they use techniques or if they're just similar or the same as a counselor. So definitely online is definitely the only way for me. Yeah, my insurance would not cover the next town, so if I wanted to actually have some type of therapy, I'd have to drive at least 45 minutes, which that's tough. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was similar to degenerative disc disease. Oh boy. Diet Dr. Pepper. All right, what are we talking about, guys? I gotta scroll up. Yeah. Oh, he yoga. Okay. Helped a lot of people. Use his channel is inspirational. Yeah, yeah, yoga can definitely help people, and stretching is something that I do all the time. Stretching and breathing. It's good to breathe, guys. Good to breathe. Oh, EMDR, CBD, DBT, and therapy workbooks. CPTSD sucks. I know. Yeah. I haven't been diagnosed with it, but I was just talking to my doctor about it yesterday, and she's like, "Well, she's like, I'm not that kind of a doctor, but she's like, knowing you as long as I have, she's like, I would definitely not be surprised." And she did, we're all friends here, right? She, was asking me different, things, different medications I've tried in the past, and I am very sensitive to, antidepressants, and, I've tried Cymbalta, I've tried a bunch of different ones, fluoxetine, which is Prozac, which did help for a while, but it was making me a little bit out of it, and so right now I'm not on anything, but she wanted me to try, um just for me, I'm not giving you any advice, Wellbutrin, because, I've been trying to quit smoking, and this summer I did, but then I quit for a few days, but then, like, the eating thing comes up, so now I'm trying to work on the healthy eating, and smoking's getting higher. So she was, you know, talking about different options, so she's great because she doesn't push medications on me. She just gives me the information and we can try things, and if it doesn't work, she's totally, on my side, in my corner. So, oh, there's my girl. Lego is my therapy these days. There you go. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, crocheting's been my therapy for many decades. I got to get back to it. I love Lego. Yeah. Uh, Marilyn, I'm not a doc, but it's obvious to me that you have CPTSD for sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good to know, like those things because then you can understand some reactions and stuff. Because like, I get defensive, like when, um, you know, my daughter or my husband would be like, "Oh, are you PMSing?" Like, no, I'm perfectly justified for being irrational right now, but um yeah, sometimes it's just like, well, it's just Maryland. It's just that's how I am, that's just me. But it is good, I think, to understand that some things are definitely real in a condition, and knowledge is power, right? Oh, trying to click. Hey, Ego Next Door with Jennifer Hachia. I'm trying to pronounce it right. Hi everyone, I'm late, but I'm here. Good to see you, Jen. Yeah. And I was just talking about you, Jen, how I started the week with the interview with you, and it was a great stream. Really, really, really great. I'm still getting so much good input, and I know that you've gotten a lot of encouragement as well. And you're so strong, and it was just great that you wanted to share your story and still are. And your channel is awesome. It's at Ego Next Door. Um, check it out, everyone, and subscribe if you haven't. You won't be disappointed. All right. Everyone's saying hi to everybody. I love this. Jason, 1970. Nowadays, my best therapy has been hitting my heavy bag, keeps me from hitting real people. There you go. I get it. I totally get it. I think it would hurt me, but yeah, sometimes be good to get your frustrations out. I think because like I won't say something that Steve would be like, what? Well, yeah, I use my meat tenderizer sometimes. I'm just like, mm, mm. Like if I'm gonna make like chicken parmesan or something, if I want to get my if I want to get my frustrations out, I make something. You gotta beat the meat, pound the meat thin. Like I love using that thing. Yeah. Anyways, that might have been TMI. Barbara, I love eating, sleeping, chatting, and painting. Probably in that order too. Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah. Oh, I think I had some starred ones. Just one Lego, Kelly? No, we've already been through this, Steve-O. The correct way to say Lego is just Lego, not Legos, because I was saying Legos to Kelly for the longest time. But then I think when she felt comfortable enough to tell me, it's, it's Lego, not Legos. And I'm like, well, yeah, but what if you have more than one Lego? And then she's like, well, it's Lego blocks, not Legos. So yeah, I still say Legos accidentally, but I am a Lego evangelist now, trying to tell the world the good news that you don't have to put an S on on the end of your Legos, but if you want to put an S on the end of your Legos, it's okay. It's okay. But just in case you wanted to know, I hope I said that correctly, Kelly. Tampa B, Jason, I bought my daughter a punching bozo the clown, and I shouldn't have bought one for each kid. I should have bought one for each kid. That's great. I yeah, I couldn't have anything clown in my house because Haley was definitely afraid of clowns. She'd just have a full on, like around here we had something called Old Country Buffet, and there was like a giant bee, the big I guess they call them furries now, but the big costumes. And like she didn't really like the parades, like whenever ever there was like a big like Barney that went by or something. But she did like to watch Barney, so I don't know what that was about, but yeah, she was afraid of clowns, especially. Did not like Still doesn't like them. Jen, I did. Thank you so much for having me around anytime. It was great. And I love your videos, are so there's some about your story, which is, amazing and heartbreaking and awesome, all one all in one. And just you're such a survivor. You're just beautiful person. I'm just I'm just being honest. You really are. But you also are have such a good handle, especially how newly out of this nightmare that you are right now. Such a good handle on narcissistic abuse, what it is, what the characteristics are, and I love watching your videos. Really, really informative. Um, Yvonne, I can't blame moodiness on Shark Week anymore because I got rid of that many years ago. I usually just blame it on being hangry. There you go. Yeah, I have that too. And I have both. I'm kind of perimenopausal. Reach that Lego evangelism. Well, I'm no longer the other kind of evangelist, so I'll be your Lego evangelist. Yep. England and America. Jason, 1970. England and America, two countries separated by common language. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's, you know, I don't know, Lego. Yeah. I always think of like Lego My Ego, the waffle commercial. But yeah, there's definitely a difference in usages of words. Yeah. I don't even know if that's a real word, but Auntie, one of my best Christmas presents of all time was a Lego car in the 1980s. My dad was even more impressed. He almost put it together all by himself, but I got to watch at least. There you go. Yeah, it was your present, but your dad put it together. Oh my God. Yeah. We used to get these sets for the kids that, toy sets and things, or, it was like a plastic version of what's that furniture oh, jeez, IKEA? Yeah, it was like that, and we would just spend so much time putting these, plastic things together, and then they would break, yeah, they would be gone. Yeah. Tampa Bay, I built a bunch of Lego structures for my son. He got so upset when they came apart that I glued them all together. There you go. Yeah, why not? Keila, I'm not responsible for my actions if a clown gets in my sight. Yes, that's how Haley is still to this day. She not like us. Yeah. So we're just talking about clowns. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of clowns, I don't know. I just felt like saying speaking of clowns. I was thinking of like cult leaders. Speaking of clowns, it reminds me of Serge Delmar, his the way he describes some of these ridiculous cult leaders, calls a lot of them clowns, which is so true. Oh, ow. This hurts even thinking about it, Kat. I've stepped on so many Legos in the middle of the night from when my kids were small. I hate them. Oh, I hate them so much. Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah. So, I have some things in the works. I'm thinking about future content, and if you guys have any ideas of things you want to discuss and or see us talk about, and I do want to keep going with some of the themes that we have touched on about things like eating, body shaming, things, manipulation tactics. I do have a stream coming up with Doug. We haven't locked down a night yet. It's probably sometime this weekend. I'll let you know. And we're gonna keep going on our list of fundy comparatives. Comparisons of language, fundamentalist, Christianity, and Scientology, and it was great. Last time, was it Friday? We got down maybe 5 or 6 of the words, on the list, and I love talking to him. I love his chat. They're just so, just smart and really cool, and it's really, really casual, kinda having those late night discussions, but it does get really deep, and I love hearing his input, and I think we have a really good, chemistry back and forth as far as talking about these things. And so many new things are coming up. Like he wants to talk about like thought terminating cliches, which is such a good topic, from where I came from, because there are so many of those, that are used in cults, and just to kind of shut you down so you don't ask questions. Oh, I'm gonna just keep starting things. I don't want to get too much on a tangent where I miss anything. Yeah, and um he was talking about, oh, Jesus, slipped my mind, another acronym, um, NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and about, the use of language and the cadence and the repetition and things like that. Hypnosis, how that not that it's not saying that it's bad in and of itself, but it definitely can be used to control and manipulate, especially in a cult atmosphere. So let me see. We're talking about, more Lego talk, um, body image. Yeah, that's definitely. Um, oh, ow! Oh, you're making my feet hurt just thinking about it. Barbie shoes. Oh, and Legos. Oh, I had both in my house because my daughter loved Barbies. That's another whole story. I don't know if you guys saw the interview that I did with my daughter, Haley. It was, probably over a month ago now, and it got some good feedback and good views. She not I mean, not good views, but you know what I mean, like, good like, feedback from the viewing, and, I did get good views, but that's not why we do stuff. But she she really opened up about a lot of the things in her life and kind of, made me think about, like, where I was at mentally at the time, and I just told her not to. I was like, "Honey, don't protect me because I know I did some really shitty things, in the quote name of God." But one thing that I realized when she was talking about Marlene, coming into my house with her daughter and saying, "Oh, you should get rid of those Barbies," whatever. I instead of making Haley get rid of all of her Barbies, I just said, "That's just still stupid. I still shouldn't have done it." But I just told her, like, separate her Barbies. Like, just pick out your best ones. I'm not going to make you get rid of them all, but just pare them down. So I guess so. If we need to hide them when Marlene comes, I don't know what my reasoning was, but she had separated them. She was sad because she loved them all, and Duncan accidentally threw away the keep bag, and so she was definitely devastated. But then she found the other bag; it hadn't been brought to the dump yet. So yeah, so bye, Keela. Good to see you, honey. Yeah, good to see you. But I um I was listening to hated hearing my voice, but the the podcast that Roberta Blevins has, Life After MLM, and she did an episode with me telling my story, and she just published it yesterday. So I was listening to that, and um, Haley had come up earlier, like before she hit record, and then she said it again in the podcast, saying like, "Haley, if you're listening, I really want to talk to you." And I think that would be great if Haley felt comfortable and wanted to tell her story to a bigger podcast, so more people could hear and see what. Well, you don't see it in podcasts, but people can experience what I've experienced as far as. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. As far as knowing her, she's yeah, that girl, she's she's amazing for all she's been through, and I feel bad that unfortunately I've inflicted some of that on her, but she's just so strong, and yeah, I'm just privileged to have to know this girl named Haley, just some girl who happened to be in my uterus for 8 months. She was early, but yeah, I really have such a just an affinity and a heart for young women who are navigating this world. I remember how I felt at that age. So yeah, I do kind of mother them to death. I mother my own kids, but Kelly can tell you, and some others that might be in this chat. So yeah. Oh, hey Maya, good to see you. And Jilbo, yay, good to see you. Nice to see everybody. Oh, we're talking about Lego. See, I still want to say Legos. Yeah. Oh, Natalie. Hey, Natalie. Lego, derived from the Danish phrase "legot," legot, which means play well. All right. Thank you. Play well. Yeah. Claire, we got a Lego train set, which was immense. My dad put it all together at my grandparents'. It was crazy to see it set up when we arrived. I bet that was really cool. Um, yeah, when my kids were little, yeah, they loved Lego, sorry, and, I'm just thinking of the stuff that's in my attic and stuff that I've loaned to my sister who has, 3, now not foster kids anymore, she adopted them all. So 3 adopted children, 1, 2, and 3, and, we had, a whole set. My boys, didn't mind if I brought it to their house. They had Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs. I like the wooden toys. I loved those. A whole set of Thomas the Tank Engine with the little wheels in the magnets where you stick them together. And my kids, especially Carter has the best memory. He still remembers like all the characters in Thomas the Tank Engine. He had these little sets. I'd love to get him one. Or maybe just keep it here because I like looking at them. But I gave him a whole set, and I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they're in the attic of all of the space program, different, the rockets and the what do you call them? Shuttles and he loved this Saturn or that what was it called? Apollo program. So there's he'd have the rockets all lined up and he was only like 3 or 4 and he knew the names of them all. And he wanted to be an astronaut. But then as he got older, he's like, well, NASA's not really doing anything. I don't want to be an astronaut anymore. But his first, his first Halloween, because we were in the cult, until he was 5. And his first Halloween was when he was 5. And I said, what do you want to be for Halloween? And he said he wanted to be an astronaut. So I remember what I did because I was very crafty back then. And I took a balloon and you guys know what paper mache is. I basically took like flour and water and some newspaper strips and I made like a helmet. It was, I blew it up to fit over his head and I cut out, the face and all that and painted it white. And then I bought him like a white like sweatsuit and we took a 2-liter bottle and put like aluminum foil. So that was like his oxygen tank and some like orange stuff. And this was like back when I first got the internet. I remember having dial up and I was trying to download the NASA symbols. I made like little patches and stuff. He was the cutest astronaut ever. I do have a picture of him. I'll have to show you that. He loves not, he doesn't love it, but he lets me show pictures of him, but he gets embarrassed. He's 20, almost 22 now. So yeah, so I'm just, let me look and see what I have starred. Oh, we're talking about My Little Pony. Yeah, my daughter loved those. She loved, Breyer horses too. The little, um, plastic set, what do you call those? I don't remember what they called it, but yeah, they're beautiful. We still have some of those in the attic. We have her American Girl dolls. All right, just one second, just get some water. Tampa B, box of rubber bands, balloons, duct tape, and arts and crafts from 15 years ago. Got to purge. Yeah, I went through all of my crafting drawers a couple days ago. It took forever, forever. And Duncan's been painting the kitchen and the dining room, and I realized I had so much stuff. And we're trying to, declutter for Thanksgiving. Yeah, people in the house. Sorry, guys. Ah. Got a frog in my throat. That's what they used to call it. Oh, talking about storage units. Yeah, I always need more. I always need more. Super chat. Jilbo Baggins. Hey, would you like to do a live with me to talk about medical trauma? Sure. Send me an email. We'll chat about that. My email is just the channel name, coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. So yeah, send me an email, Jobo. We'll try and set something up. Um, Thanks for sharing. And oh, thanks for the super chat. You don't have to give me a super chat, but I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Timber Stevo, I want to be an astronaut for Halloween. You want to be still? You can be an astronaut. I'd settle I'd settle to be one in real life. Well, I can't help you with the latter, but you want me to make you an astronaut costume? I will. Too late for your birthday because your birthday's today. Everybody know that. Anybody that has just come in that doesn't know, it is the legendary Steve-O's birthday today. So make sure you wish him a happy birthday. Yeah. Tampa B. My closet in my husband's master bedroom is like a room with a gym off of it. Hundreds of paintings. Nice. Yeah, with me it's yarn. I have yarn everywhere. Stashed. Every nook and cranny. Yeah. Yeah, so so go back to when I originally was talking about the reason I did this stream was that I realized that here it is Thursday and I haven't done a morning musings or a solo live yet, and I keep seeing so many great interactions and input from the chat that I was like, oh, I really want to do a solo, and I was feeling up for it today, and yeah, we were talking about it's okay. Like I love talking about things like Lego and anything like cooking. I don't know anything about Lego, but I'll listen to you guys and talk about pretty much anything. And I I just loved my favorite thing about doing these lives is the connection that I feel with the chat, and being able to tell you, what's on my mind and share with you, get your input, ask what's on your mind. And I think that we're, kind of healing together. I want this to be a safe space. So, um, again, I was thinking like it's okay if we, disagree on things like music or anything like that. That's fine. But I'm glad that we're all respectful of each other. And I'm going to say this right now is that if there was a person that kind of came in and was just a negative all the time, I probably would give them maybe 3 chances and then kind of remove them, because if somebody is just trying to stir up trouble just to see how much they can get away with, that's not okay with me. But again, I'm totally fine with respectful discourse. So I don't know how that came up. I just thought I would just put that out there that yeah yeah so I think that each channel has their own flavor and their own way of operating, so that's kind of how I feel. So oh, Maya, hey, good to see you. Yeah, so I had some things started. I'm gonna go through those. Auntie, I often feel like I'm imagining the trauma after all these years back. I'm pretty delicate flower of a person. I feel it all. But as a man, it's hard to admit to these feelings. That's what I'm Hopefully these are back to back. Sometimes I wish I believed in something. Some religious rituals can feel quite compelling, but at last, one can't believe in something one doesn't believe in. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's like I don't want to pretend to believe in something. Sometimes I'd like to believe in something, but if I don't, then I don't. So yeah, so I kind of always say like, oh, I all I know right now is that I don't know, you know, and yeah, it's hard to, fake faith. Yeah, I did that a lot. I even faked speaking in tongues, so yeah, if it hits me like a, brick over my head and I believe in something, you guys be the first to know. But Yeah, with a grain of salt because I don't wanna influence anybody, even if I did believe strongly in something, I don't wanna be like, "Hey, guys, got this new belief," you know? "Yeah, I believe in, Keebler elves." No, it was the closest thing from me. Yeah, so, sometimes when you experience something so great, like, you just want everybody to know about it, right? You're like, "Hey, try this, you'll like it." "Oh, I got this new tea or new coffee, it's great," you know? So yeah, but I totally agree with that. And, as far as, being a man and having feelings, I think that's wonderful. My husband is very, deep waters. He's not like one of those that, super macho man, although he does hike mountains, chop wood, do a lot of macho stuff, but he's a very deep thinker and a deep feeler. Deep feeler. I don't know. That came out wrong. That sounded wrong, but he is. And I think that shows a lot of strength, and I admire that in a man, and I find it attractive in a man, definitely. You know. I'm gonna just make sure I'm not rereading the same ones. Tampa B. I have some containers of little toys doodads saved to make art. Like that'll never happen. Yeah, I get it. I know, like, save for a rainy day, like, I might need this sometime. I might use it. Oh, Auntie Marilyn, those themes are very well revisited. It's not like any of us can solve it once and for all, just like that. Right. Yeah. I agree with that. That, there's things that you kinda come back to and ponder and maybe learn a little bit more about, or even have a different perspective or get other people's perspective on it. I think that's healthy, you know? Jen, you mother us all. Aw, you got that, girl. You got it. Jason, 1970. I always wanted to be a spaceman. My daughters tell me I already am. Not quite sure what they mean by that. Well, your daughters say you're a spaceman. Well, I mean, they look up to you and they probably think that yeah, you're their role model, right? Oh, okay. I'm on gin number 2. Right. Right, Claire? You must be we run well, you're relaxing. It's what? It's like 8 o'clock there? Yeah, you're entitled. Why not? Wine not, although it's not wine. Yeah. Uh-oh, someone's covering their eyes about Steve-O. Steve-O, what did you do now? Or did I say something about you? I'm scrolling up, so yeah. Me too, Maya. I'm not sure what Maya said, but having a room to store them. Yeah, yeah. It also gives me space. My own, that's my own where I'm left alone. Except for cats have to be in my face when I paint. Yeah, yeah. I get it. This is kind of my space. Duncan's got his office, which is the other side of the house, and he's got little outbuildings, he calls them, and yeah. So this is my space, except for when he decides to put hubcaps behind me and license plates. That was hopefully a one-time thing. He did that, to do car talk with Poe and Chad. That was funny. And, Auntie Harju, okay. I used to be almost evangelical in my atheism. Interesting. When I realized that I'd been lied to all my life, nowadays I'm like, "Peep's gonna peep." Yep, do what they must. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, okay, I knew this was gonna happen. I hadn't seen you in the chat for a while, so I gotta say something spicy so you show up again. 'Cause you're busy doing birthday things, right? Hot damn, Duncan, keep deep feeling. Yeah, he's a deep feeler. Yeah. Hey. Hey, Lori. Lori Plays. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Retired Red. I'm hopping off. Have a lovely day. Chat in Maryland. Happy birthday, Denver. Yes, happy birthday, Denver. Good to see you, Retired Red. Thank you for stopping in. and hanging out with us. Everyone's saying hi to Lori. Yes. Yeah. So we're just for anybody just coming in, we're just kind of hanging out and talking about whatever comes up. I This was my first solo live of the week, so I just missed talking to you guys and just seeing what's on your mind. Joe DeSeppo, it's Denver Steva's birthday. Happy birthday! Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, I was bugging him this morning. I'm like, today's your actual birthday, right? I think I texted him like 2 in the morning. Like as soon as it turned midnight for him. And yeah, right before I went to sleep. And then um, I was like, it's your actual birthday, right? And he's like, yeah. So then I remembered it when I was on the stream earlier with Peggy. So I was like, hey, get on here, get in the chat so we can say happy birthday to you. Okay. Purple Groovy 69. Hey, Marilyn, the other night, Doug made a statement that really hurt my heart. He said that never ends were fake, and I've been a loyal supporter for years. Okay, well, I can't really speak for Doug. I mean, I didn't hear him say that. I know that he knows I'm a never end, and he's always treated me like I'm not fake. I've been a loyal, so you've been a loyal supporter for years. Um, yeah, you can ask him about that. Call him up or just write him an email. I think it's right on his website. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't say that. I know I'm like blah 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 because I don't know what to say to that. But I just popped it up because it came up here. Yeah, maybe he's talking about the term never ends, or maybe he's talking about. I mean, I can only speculate, but we've talked about some things about that. I can just tell you from my own perspective. I think sometimes there's a little bit of a temptation to separate groups, and we're all part of SPTV. I mean, if you look at it, it's probably, I don't know what the percentage is, but a vast percentage of people who are SPTV community members, watchers, etc., are quote never been in Scientology. And it was just that kind of, I don't know who coined the phrase, coined the term, but never ends. But I remember when Steve-O, if you're still in here, Steve-O, Chatto, I call him Chatto, Juliana and I started doing our after parties after the regular Monday night. We didn't really know what to call ourselves, and we were some of the few minority creators in the SPTV space that had never been in Scientology. And a lot of people would ask us, were you in Scientology? Are you ex-Scientologists? And we'd say, no, we've never been in. Oh, you're a never in. So it wasn't anything meant to, make us feel bad or anything. It was just like, yeah, we're never in. So, and someone labels it, I'm like, yeah, I'll own it. Sure. It's better than that W word, which means even, the N word in certain countries. So we didn't want to be the W word, and never ends seem, I mean, I have merch that says never ends on it. So that didn't seem, you know, it didn't seem that bad or whatever. But I will say this is that when he interviewed Zero Dark Tony, Doug did say something addressed to me that was basically incorrect, but at the time he just said it, and I called him out on it, and and it had to do with being a never-in, and didn't use that word, but he was just like, well, like basically, why are you, like why are you here? Like, do you even have a reason to be here because you're not an ex-Scientologist? So and then Zero Dark Tony was basically calling me a liar about my past. So I sent Doug some receipts, some pictures, some real-time pictures of my hands, and some articles. And I said, listen, I have just as much right to be here as anyone else. And yeah, I was never a Scientologist, but I don't even think Tony was. And maybe he was, but maybe he still is. Who knows? But I just was like, here's the facts, here's the truth, and sent it to him. And he sent me crying faces, and he felt terrible. And one thing about Doug is that he's real. He sometimes lashes out. I don't always agree. I mean, we're friends, but friends can disagree, right? He said some things that were incorrect, and he called me up that night, and he spent 5 hours apologizing to me. And he has proven, and this was in what was that when he interviewed? I'm probably mid-July, so July, August, September, October, November, 4 months. He spent the last 4 months making it up to me and really listening to me and changing. So someone says something, that's not nice, and I call them out on it, and they apologize, and they prove to me that they are listening to me and have changed. Then okay. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about this. Hey guys, we can talk about. I don't really want to get deep into it just because uh Doug's not here to defend himself, and Zero to Dark Tony will never be on my channel. But yeah, so I would, if you have an issue with something the creator says, go to them. I did. I said, listen, tell your fucking asshole friend, here's the receipts, and Doug was like, hey, dude, she's not lying. This is true. And he hasn't had one nice thing to say about that guy ever since. So yeah, I do believe people can change, and I do forgive people. I have been hurt a lot in this space, honestly. I've cried on my pillow many times. People that I thought were really, really, really good friends just kind of mindlessly hurt me. But and I've gone to them, and some people like Zero Dark County, I'm not going to bother because he's a narcissistic abuser and he won't listen anyways. And I don't want, certain people, no contact, right? So um yeah. Purple Groovy, you're not fake. No, you're not fake. Sorry. I should probably Whoa, we're getting deep, guys. We're getting deep, aren't we? But let's do it. I'm going back up. I find receding hairlines attractive. Okay. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but so do I. So do I. I think my hubby's adorable. Yes, it's Stevo's birthday. Let's see. Okay. Lori plays Marilyn. What he said previously, why I stopped watching, was that Never Ends had nothing valid to say on Scientology, and basically, my translation are clout chasers. Okay, I don't. Let me think. I haven't heard him say that, but yeah, I would definitely talk to him about it because people can make a lot of statements, but then when they get to know you, they know that's not true. So I know it's not true about you, Lori, because I know you. And I know it's not true about me. I will say this, and I'm nothing to do with Doug at all, but I have heard other creators say, "Don't tell me," and it wasn't Doug. It was two other ones. Don't tell me you have trauma too. Scientology is the blah 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 blah. It's worse than anything you could have gone through. And there was a guy on there with the last name Mustard last week on Aaron's channel, and it wasn't the homeless guy. I love him. The guy that plays guitar. It was another guy, and I agreed with a few things he said, but he said something, and I wrote it down, and it was right before my stream with Doug, and I brought it up because it was just burning my biscuits. He said that Scientology is the judgiest, is the judgiest cult or religion or whatever on the planet. And when people say on the planet, that bothers me too. um, and it's like, well, that's sort of judgy to say that because yeah, it's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. But I don't think you can compare because you know, being in a culty atmosphere myself as a child in a extreme, I'm not saying every Christian cult or every Christian church or culty church, whatever, is like this. But I'm not saying anything about mainstream Christianity either. I'm just saying for my own experience, being told as a fire victim that if I didn't cut the mustard, no pun intended, that I was going to burn forever and ever and ever and ever and ever in hell. You know, that's pretty judgy. That's judgment. I don't know of any equivalent in Scientology where you have the threat of burning to death forever and ever and ever, not even to death, but just burning. I don't know of any movies, Scientology movies, where you get your head uh, chopped off if you don't take a certain mark on your hand. I don't, and I'm just saying, like, there's things about Scientology that are way worse than I went through, way worse. But I'm just saying, like, this whole comparison of never ends and ends and all that. Um, and it's very few creators I've heard say this, but if you say, oh well, you know, invalidating your experience, look at their chats, look at their demographics, look at all that. If all the never ends went away, what would happen, right? I'm just saying. So we, no one, this whole, dick measuring and, as Reese would say, I love Reese. I'm just saying right now, Reese is real and relatable and real as Reese. Yeah, no, she talks about dick swinging. Let's stop all that. Let's stop all that. So, but yeah, I think, if you have a problem with anything Doug says, whatever, go to him because that's what I did, instead of talking to other people about it, just go to him and say, hey, can you clarify this? Did you really mean this? That hurt my feelings. And I'm sure if he knows that something hurt your feelings and you really have a reason for it, um, he's he's hard on the outside. Yeah, he makes some pretty strong pretty strong statements, but if you kind of tell him, "Hey, what did you mean by that?" or he'll apologize if he's just said it off the cuff. And maybe you won't. Maybe you don't like, you don't ever have to watch him again. That's totally, totally fine. You know, I'm just saying my own experience. Ew, Zero Dark Tony. I just looked. Oh, don't look him up. No, tried to watch it. No, just don't go there. I'm sorry. I even mentioned his name. It's probably the first time I've ever mentioned his name, but I'm sick of tiptoeing around stuff. I'm just like, well, what it is. This is what it is. Um, Trolls call Alex a clout chaser. Oh, yeah. That's that's their opinion. Yeah, I mean, again, if someone really thought that he was and went to him and said, "Hey, this is what I think," that's all. That's up to anybody else. Yeah. Yep. Denver Stevo, here's to you making it all the way around the sun again. Yes. Yes. And you better keep making it around the sun. You better. We love you. We love you, Stevo. Yeah, I think the good way outweighs the bad. It just way outweighs the bad. So Purple Groovy 69. I'm just saying my heart truly hurts for anyone that's robbed of their life and family. I just needed to vent. Thanks for anytime, honey. Anytime. I'm not being when I feel things, I'm just losing. I'm terrible with words. I just call you honey because I feel you. That's just what I do. I'm not being like condescending or anything. Yeah, I think that's why we're all here is our hearts are hurting because of the abuse, and we want justice. We want to see those abuses stop in Scientology, other cults, in each other if anyone's being abused. Jennifer is a ego next door is a perfect example. She just got out of her situation, kicked her abusive narcissistic parents out in, I think, was it July or August, Jen? So we've been SBTVing, call it SBTVing, since, a year ago. And here, Jen was still in this situation. And she started to reach out to Kelly and different people. And I'm so glad you did, Jen. So yeah, our her and she was never a Scientologist, but she's a person, you know. Lori plays. Yeah, I won't accept the high excuse. My experience with dealing with people high on everything and drunks. Their true thoughts and are realized or released. Oh, sorry. Their true thoughts are released when their inhibitions are down. Yeah, I can understand that. As far as like, I'll just speak for myself. Yeah, I'll have a glass of light beer. One time I had, half a glass of pretty big half a glass of wine. And yeah, probably equaled out to a whole glass of wine. But uh, I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't want to make anyone feel, uncomfortable. If I do the drinking game, it's just a way for me to feel like I'm letting loose. But I'm no, I'm not gonna get slammed on the. I can just speak for myself that I am not going to, start doing shots on YouTube. But the thing about the Marlene thing and everything, I joke around a lot about that. And yeah, I'll even take a sip of coffee about it. As far as Doug goes, that's his business. I haven't experienced him being you know, unable to function. We had some really good talks and good discourse. And um I I was on a stream one time, a while ago, somebody that had, imbibed pretty badly with alcohol beforehand, and, I will never be on a stream with that person again. So, let me just say that. So, Doug has been fine to me, but everyone has their own opinion. I totally respect it, and, yeah, no one has to watch anyone, you know, that's totally fine. Joe Giuseppe, many of us never-ends were in other cults, and that's why it appeals to us. It uh, is that okay, is that it shows the same patterns. Absolutely. That's why I started watching The Aftermath, listening to the Fair Game podcast, and eventually, found Aaron's channel. And I really appreciate that. Like, okay, let me just finish your thing before I comment any more on it. Uh, it's always easier to see cult patterns at first in other group. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'll, add that also to that is that I found it easier. I say this a lot. I found it easier to deconstruct listening to the ex Scientologists rather than extreme Pentecostals, I'll say. Now, I'm not saying all Pentecostals are in a cult, but yeah, it helped me because the language wasn't triggering. And now I'm finding that it's getting easier to talk about how the language was abused, how it was used, and controlled and manipulated me. So and Doug has been, and this is another thing, I'll just put that out here, is that when I told Doug my story in two parts, I hadn't been asked by anybody except for Kelly and Poe on the Go. So, and that was back in April. So when Doug asked me, I said, sure, I'll tell you my story. And he had me start from the beginning. I did get some backlash about it. Well, why did you go to Doug? I didn't go to Doug. Doug asked me, and I said yes because he asked me if I would tell my story, and I did. So anyone who is a creator that was upset that I told Doug my story, well, you could have asked. You could have asked me, but I've been very I think very supportive of the Scientology community, but I think has a story too, like Joe said, she escaped from or, left a cult that was really awful. And, again, we're not comparing, but, the what Aaron has done and Mark and Claire and Mike, I love them so much. I really do. Like, I appreciate everything, and I still do. Like, I still listen to them. I still just really, hang on their words because they helped me so much. Like Mike, I'm sorry, I'm getting freaking emotional. Mike and Leah, um, they don't even know the good they've done. Um, Putting themselves out there for opening themselves up for fair game and all the hell that they've gone through, and I do appreciate them so much. And Aaron being on there every day. So I don't mind being called a never-in, you know, but at the same time, I see another trend happening too is that, um, and I'll just again just speak for myself is that while I'll always be supportive of the ex-Scientology community, and have no plans in leaving the SPTV uh, community at all, I am seeing that a lot of people want to talk about some other things having to do with the things that we've learned from SPTV and from the ex-Scientologists. So and a lot of parallels, like again, like Joe was saying. So yeah, we're just one big community, and you can pick and choose who you want to watch, and yeah, if you have a question for a creator, go to them. I'm sure I know they'll where they might not be super happy to hear from you hear the criticism. I think they'll receive it and listen and give you their opinion and their feedback. So I don't know one SBTV creator that is doing this for themselves. So Doug can't be right all the time. No, and I think he'd probably tell you that. No, he's not right all the time. Nobody is. Nobody's right. I'm not right all the time. I'm not right all the time. No. Jeff is a sweet. Oh, are we talking about PTS, Jeff? Yes. I 1,000% agree. Agree with you on that. Is he in here or are we just talking about him? Yeah, I love PTS Jeff. He's a really great guy. Very genuine. Easy to talk to. We are all trauma bond. I don't know one person that doesn't have a story, that doesn't have in some ways just living on this planet. I never said the word planet when talking about Earth, right? Yeah, living in this world. I think we all have experienced some type of trauma, and we are all bonded, right? Right. We care about each other, and we'll talk about things, right? I'm okay with that. Auntie Harju, it's hard to have conversation on the bigger channels. How could one converse with 1,000 people? Right, right. Yeah, and I like this, intimate setting where we can get to know each other and talk to each other. Purple Groovy 69. I'm just a very caring, sensitive person, and oh, big crybaby. Oh, geez. Have you met me? Have you met me? I just really care about Doug, and I want him to know I support him, and he's special to me. Yeah, tell him that. Yeah, yeah. He's a softie inside, but let me tell you, we've had it out, me and Doug. Yeah. OBG Foster. Aaron had a revelation that Scientology wasn't all that special. Probably takes a lot of thought to get there. Yeah. Yeah. That's a realization that I had listening to Aaron and all the OGs as we call them. Yeah, and it helped me because I realized I wasn't alone. It's like, wait a minute, Door of Hope. Number one, Door of Hope didn't have the truth, like all cults say they do. Number two, it was like, this is the abuse that I suffered and the brainwashing and the indoctrination was so similar to others, but it also made me feel better that, I wasn't alone and that I wasn't crazy, you know? So, I loved that. Um, let's see. Sorry, guys, I hate the silence. Tammy B, I saw that, Marilyn. I just thought his shoes are different than mine, so I believe that for him, it's probably true. For me and my shoes, I think differently. Yeah. I'm not sure who you mean by he. I sometimes get the continuity, maybe Doug? Yeah, we all have, different shoes. I have a size 11, and, yeah, and, and me giggling at the you guys know me by now. I'm not, minimizing what you're saying. I'm just saying that yeah, I was just thinking about my big feet and laughing about those. But, yeah, about, when you talk about, like, walking in each other's shoes so that we can understand, we can understand each other. Yvonne, trauma is trauma no matter whether it's war, Scientology, or Catholicism. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're all people. We say the darndest things. People say the like what was that a show? Kids say the darndest things. Yeah. Lori plays. We should all be a team. No, not dividing ourselves. Right. 1,000% agree. Yeah. Yeah. We're all in the same team. We all have the same purpose of you know, supporting each other and stopping the abuse, and keeping um getting the word out, and also focusing on recovery and so I like to go back and think about the just the things that I bought hook, line, and sinker and trying and the only reason why I am interested in some of the language and the tactics in Scientology and some of the quote doctrine, the technology is I always say it like this because I think I'm L. Ron Hubbard when I say that, is in as much as it can help someone understand where they came from or understand the extent of the indoctrination and the similarities. I think it's helpful. At least it's helpful for me. So I must be getting tired. I must be running out of spoons. So I'm gonna wrap up soon. But it's been great to talk. Even when we talk about heavy stuff and things that are a little bit unpleasant, I consider you guys my friends, and this is like if I was having a FaceTime discussion. I mean, Steve-O knows, Kelly, if Kelly's in here, Kelly knows. I mean, we talk about some uncomfortable things sometimes, and we're honest with each other. And sometimes it hurts a little bit. So, yeah, Tampa B, I have a problem picturing dick swinging. Um, I always think of it as like, those watches that have like when Reese says it, I just picture some like big guy with like one of those like watches with a chain, like just swinging, swinging his, yeah, whatever. Like, "Hey, look at me." um, leave it to Steve-O. Leave it to Steve-O. Oh my goodness, PTSD. We were just talking about you, or did you, or did you come in earlier? I didn't see you. Haters gonna hate, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were more talking about. I'm sure people were talking about that as well, but we were talking about a lot of stuff. I guess you can rewind it. I don't want to go hash it back out, but the conclusion we came to is that PTS stuff is super nice and super sweet, and we really like you. So nobody was talking about you till someone just said, I like PTS stuff. Yes. Um, Tampa B. Even trolls call Maryland a sweetheart. I've been called a lot of other things too, but thanks. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't help but laugh at that. Yeah, so everyone's saying hi to Jeff. Good to see you. Yeah. Just, and if anybody, doesn't wanna oh, sorry, if anybody just came in and you don't know, it's Denver Steve-O's birthday, so be sure to wish our buddy Denver Steve-O happy birthday. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. Love it. Doug was amazing when he interviewed you, Marilyn, in my opinion. So kind and compassionate. Yes. He really was. And like I said, he's not perfect. Nobody is. And we've had our disagreements in the past. And I told him, and I mean, somebody spends 5 hours apologizing to you and then spends the next 4 months making it up to you. I don't hold a grudge, right? So, but then there's others like full on trolls that are just, just have major issues and pretty evil that I do no contact with. So, yeah, Doug asked me to tell my story in two parts, and we spent 4 hours, and he listened, and yeah, I did have some sips of light beer and even wine one time. Um, yeah, and it's okay if people don't agree with, things I say or any creator. It's totally fine. I'm glad in a way that people don't agree all the time because then it would be like a cult, right? So it's not a cult. You can ask questions, you can give your opinion. Lots of channels and lots of styles, So, but we're all on the same team. Like Lori said, we are on the same team. We want to see cult abuse stop. We want to see Scientology stop oppressing people and all the horrible things that we do. There's a whole list that they do. So, yeah. All right. I'm just going down the line here. Mm. Oh, my Claire, I promise me on my best behavior. Oh, I don't know what that was. Mm. Tampa Bay. I can take almost anything someone says to me the wrong way and be devastated. I understand. Yeah, I'm very sensitive. I'm trying to get over it, get a thicker skin. I guess I kind of need to because 2 weeks into having a channel, I met that dark guy, and yeah, but hey, it's made me stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? As they say. We are here to support the ex-Scientologists, but also other trauma victims because we can relate to the trauma in some way or another. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what I was thinking about is, like I said, I've had a lot of guests on lately, and, I haven't been able to I love to have guests on, but also I like to engage the chat and talk to all of you, and, I saw some great comments going by and a lot of healing sessions going on and, therapy sessions, and I miss that. It's been, a while since I've done one of these, so, I named it Trauma Bonds and Treasure Troves. You see my husband walking by in the window. You probably hear the dogs barking. And you all have nuggets of wisdom and gems. You're all gems and treasures to me. So that's why I'm here. And yeah, Leah is my spirit animal. Yeah, she makes me cry. Her and Mike. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just hope they know how much they've changed so many of our lives. Try not to cry again, guys. Yeah. Um, Claire, I feel that way too, Marilyn. Leah's energy is what helps me push through in all the advocacy I do and through my own life. Yeah. Nancy, I found Aaron's channel and began watching, adding other SPTV channels along the way. I was in a call that began around the same time as Scientology, and supporting this group has helped me. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Nancy. Really. Wow. Um, oh my God, you're so right, Maya. I would love to see Reese and Leah doing a live. Yes, that would be awesome. Be awesome. Yeah, I love doing lives with Reese. I think I've done like 3. It's just always so natural. It's just so much fun. I think we're gonna do one again soon. Might have to wait till after Thanksgiving though, because so much going on. So we'll see. But yeah. Susie Q. My family of origin was like a mini cult. So I'm a never in. Yeah, I can identify with some of the dynamics. Absolutely. Me too. Yeah. Um, there are family cults. Yeah, absolutely. And Jen from Ego Next Door talks about that a lot. Yep. Yep. Earth is a big rock spinning through space. Yes. That's right. Joe DiCeppo, not needing to be right all the time is very healthy. Opposite of a cult. That's right. Yep. We're not in a cult. We're not in a cult. We can, you know, don't have to be right. I mean, nobody's right all of the time. It just can't be. Um, the upside of big feet is you got the full section in the men's department. Yes. Things like flip flop, like I did buy some men's flip flops. They just seem they're more comfortable and they're wider. So yeah. But I tend to wear like sneakers as much as I can, or things at home like slip-ons. Right now I have these lined things I got at TJ Maxx. They're like these like kind of croc things, but they're like have like furry linings. Those are comfortable because I like to have things to slip on and off in the house. I don't know how I got on that subject, but talking about my big feet. Yeah. My I cannot keep up with the chat and listen to the person who talks at the same time on bigger channels. Way too much translations at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Like sometimes when I'm on with somebody, I don't remember what day it was. I was on with somebody and I looked over and people were like talking about like QAnon. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh boy, that could really take over a chat. Something like that, you know. Yeah. Um Going down. Happy birthday, Denver Stevo. Yes, happy birthday. It's going down all the happy birthdays. Yeah. You know what they say, big feet, big shoes, right? Well, I'm a woman and I have big feet. I've been told I have big balls, but only sometimes. Only sometimes. Sometimes I can be a wimp. Sometimes I can have big balls. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are. Yeah, I can't believe this time has flown by. It's an hour. How do I find that out? Oh, an hour and 46 minutes. So guys, if there's nothing else pressing on your mind, it was a great talk. I mean, I got heavy for a minute or two, but that's okay. I feel I feel like honored and privileged that you guys feel comfortable even talking about some things that are on your heart and on your mind. And I want to do more of it, but I also want to stay on bringing new content too. So just trying to find the balance. If there's anything that you guys want to cover that you're interested in, or that you have any input, or just any thoughts, you can email me. It's just my channel name, coffee cults and crafts at gmail.com. And I'd love to hear from you. And if you don't mind leaving a like in the on this video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, that would be awesome. And all right, one more comment. Auntie, Marilyn, thanks for hosting the stream. You've done it. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Love you lots. Love you too, Claire. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Have a nice day. Not sure if I'll be on in the morning. I've got some meetings, some SBTV type or I won't say SBTV, just things having to do with upcoming streams and my channel. And also some nonprofit stuff. So yeah, but I'll be on, and we'll see you soon. Great to see you. Have a great day. Bye.